Hey, what's up shitheads? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different for you. It's going to be a riding video, but not just any riding video, because I am actually out in Los Angeles right now, and I'm going to be combining some things I like to do for hobbies as well as riding the bike. And one of those things I like doing is checking out filming locations. So those of you with a keen eye might have noticed that the house across the street was the house that was used for John Connor's house in the movie Terminator 2. This is one of many filming locations I'm going to check out today while I'm putting on some miles on the new Wired Freedom. As of today, this is the first time I've taken this bike on a substantial ride. I had 29 miles on this bike when I started today. I have about roughly 46-mile ride mapped out, so we'll see how it goes. I'm starting here at the John Connor house, and then eventually I'm going to be making my way up to the Hollywood side. But truth be told, guys, I am feeling a bit under the weather. There's a possibility I might not finish this ride. Isn't that kind of a weird saying, under the weather? Like, isn't everyone under the weather? I mean, unless you're in an airplane, you're always going to be under the weather, right? So, join me, shall you? Wait, that's not my catchphrase.
Do what your mother tells you.
She's not my mother, Todd. Alright guys, the next location is not too far down the road. But let me explain to you why I haven't ridden this bike that much so far. I've had this bike for a few weeks, and unfortunately the forks were bent during shipping, I believe. So if you look at this, the bike is constantly pulling to the left. So it's not too fun to ride right now. Wired did ship me a new pair of forks, but unfortunately they won't be here till next Thursday, and today is the Sunday before that, so I don't have the new forks yet. So I decided to go ahead and just go for the ride with the bent forks. And I went to take this for an initial ride. I've ridden it around my neighborhood just a little bit, but I went to take it for a longer ride, and about 4 miles into the ride, I got a flat. Super annoying. I bought tannis tire inserts on Black Friday, and I was going to hold off on putting them on because I wanted to see how it affected range and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not going to deal with flats, so I went ahead and installed the tannis tire inserts. So this is one of the first times I've actually been ready to take this bike on a substantial ride. And no better way to do it than hundreds of miles away from my house with no one around me to help if I get stranded. It's a little different. It's stuff I like doing, and honestly, a lot of channels show you, the specs of these bikes, but I like to kind of focus on what you can do with these bikes and give you an idea of just how much ground you can cover on an e-bike. At the end of this video, I'll show you a map. I'll give you an overlay of the map of how far I've ridden, but hey, what do you guys think I'm going to see next? I guarantee you pretty much every location in this video is going to be something you guys are familiar with. But anyways, that's enough. I'll catch up with you at the next spot. Alright guys, here we are, our next location. Literally right around the corner from John Connor's house is Daniel LaRusso's house from the 1984 documentary The Karate Kid. This is the South Seas apartment complex. This has more recently been seen in the Cobra Kai TV series. You can see here it's all gated off. Not that I'd try and go in there anyways, but I believe in the movie, in the documentary, the pool was empty. And I believe his apartment is the one up there on the left. This is a pretty iconic location. I think most people would recognize this apartment complex just by, seeing it. With no context needed, I think most people would realize they've seen this before. But yeah, check it out, guys. This is the South Seas apartment complex. Let's go around the side here. So back when the movie was filmed, this was an empty field next to it. And this is where Cobra Kai beats up Daniel LaRusso, and he ends up throwing his bike into a dumpster that was over here.
Bike. I hate this freaking bike. This stupid bike. I hate it.
In the documentary, there was a facade there, and that was where Mr. Miyagi's workshop is at. Sorry guys, to tell you, it wasn't really there. It was just done for the movie. I think we can all kind of laugh at the casting of Ralph Macchio as the Karate Kid, because come on, let's be honest, who couldn't kick Ralph Macchio's ass? Anyways guys, there is the Karate Kid apartment complex. Now on to the next spot, and this one's going to be a little bit of a ride, so I'll catch up with you there. Alright guys, we are at our next location. This one was a bit of a trek. It was probably 6 or 7 miles from the last spot, but here we are. Any of you guys recognize it? Keeping on the Terminator 2 theme, this is the Plummer and Havenhurst viaduct where the T-1000 drove the semi-truck chasing John Connor. They did a little bit of movie magic when creating that scene. I believe they built the facade a little higher right here, and on this side there's some behind the scenes footage. You can see they used the ramp and then they catapulted the big rig, the semi, down into the viaduct there. That's pretty cool. Here's where it all took place, and here is where, this is the gate where Arnold Schwarzenegger drove his motorcycle through to chase them further down. So this is as close as we're gonna get today. That's pretty cool knowing all that took place right there. I don't know, I'm 44 years old, so growing up, Terminator 2 is one of my absolute all-time favorite movies. These are not all Terminator 2 filming locations, by the way. I guarantee the next place we're going, you guys will all 100% recognize. Oh wow, check that out. There's a little reindeer hedge right there. So that's pretty cool. Movie history took place right here in 1991. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish drinking this Red Bull here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next spot, guys. So here we are at the next location, and this one needs no introduction, but this is the Marty McFly residence from Back to the Future. Kind of sad, but riding around this area, this is more like that 1985, it's more like the alternate reality that they came back to where Biff was running everything, because man, there's a lot of, there's like trailers around here and all sorts of homeless people. It's kind of sad, but here it is. This is the Marty McFly house. This is where he had that Toyota truck.
Hey, butthead, get away! Watch it, Biff. 40! I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't recognize you in those clothes.
I've actually come here before, and this homeowner is a pretty nice guy. He talked to us for a little bit. The neighbor here, the little old lady, she came out and she actually gave us flyers. She lived here at the time when they were filming the movie. The guy that lives here now, he lived here when they were filming the movie as well. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They embrace it. I mean, don't be weird. Don't go up on their property. He said he came out one time and people were like putting cameras into the garage and doing all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, you know, you're gonna come to places like this, guys, be respectful. It's, you know, it goes without saying. This house is so iconic now. He said the one thing, you know, it's hard to notice from here, but the towers in the back, he said those were made taller at some point. So if you actually match it up from the 1985 pictures, the towers in the back are a bit higher. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool seeing the street. I mean, this is where the DeLorean goes down the street and then takes off. Because where we're going, we don't need roads. Because we have a wired freedom, guys. We don't need roads. We can go wherever we want. But isn't this cool? You can do this. You can just do stuff like this if you have an e-bike and you have the will. The longer I'm out here, I have to say it is feeling kind of weird that I'm just so far away from home and I'm just by myself. And it's just a weird feeling traveling around on these roads in a place that I'm not really super familiar with. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get going to the next spot, and I can almost guarantee for sure you're gonna recognize the next spot as well. I'm gonna say goodbye to the Back to the Future house, guys. Bye. Anyways, come on guys, go. Knock knock, McFly. Here we are, probably 2 or 3 miles down the road from the Marty McFly residence. Do you guys recognize what this one is? It looks a little bit different. As you can see, the signage on the building has changed over the years, but this is the iconic setting of the office. I actually came here a few years ago. The sign that's on there now is new, and ironically, there was multiple RVs set up right out front here. Homeless people. There's still homeless around here, and honestly guys, this area doesn't give me the most warm and fuzzy, and this is a Sunday, so there's not many regular people around right now, so I probably won't be spending too much time here. Ironically, the guy in his RV had hundreds of bicycles set up in front of it, so I don't know what he was running, a fencing operation for bicycles or what, but I thought that was a little funny. But here we are, guys. This is the filming location of The Office. So many historic TV moments were filmed right here in this location, where they were up on the roof, on Dunder Mifflin. This is actually what they used to film the show as well. So this is a studio. I'm not sure which studio owns it now. You see under there. As with a lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure, you know, The Office has a special place in your heart. It's one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite comedy sitcoms. I did enjoy the European or the British Office, but I have to say, you know, people are purists and they say, oh, they only like the British one, they didn't like the US one. I don't know. The US one had so many different seasons, and it was good all the way up until season 8 or 9. It was dropped off pretty heavily, but that was one of the best shows for a long time running. But yeah, it was all filmed right here. How cool is that? Not very inviting. They clearly blacked out the fence here, so you can't really see much in there. I like the film and TV history stuff. I like seeing the places where historical events took place, and I like seeing where TV and movies were actually filmed and seeing it in person. That's one of my favorite things. I think this is a perfect use for an e-bike. You can cover a lot of ground, you can go up and down hills, which we're going to be seeing. You know, I plan to go to the Hollywood sign later. With that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and bid farewell to The Office. Before I'm going to go back to my hotel, charge up my bike for a little while. I'm about 50% on the battery right now. I absolutely do not want to get stranded out here and have to pedal this tank of a bike anywhere. Plus I have all my full gear and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go charge up for a while, and hopefully we're going to hit the Hollywood sign today. Alright guys, intermission's up. I just charged for a couple hours. Look, as I was about 63 volts. Now it's time to go to our next destination. Spoiler alert, I did have to cut a couple of locations off of this list because unfortunately it's going to be dark around 5 o'clock and I don't want to be riding around at night too much. Since I'm going to be going up to the Hollywood sign, it's definitely not a ride I want to be doing when it's dark. So my goal is to make it to the Hollywood sign before it's dark and then deal with the ride back. I think so far I'm at 25 miles right now, 24.8, and we'll see. This is the longest stretch. I am riding in pedal assist too. I'm trying to save the battery. Ironically enough, while I was in the hotel room charging, the Karate Kid was on TV, so I watched it and I realized I got something wrong. So the scene where Daniel LaRusso gets beat up by Cobra Kai, that's not the same scene where he throws his bike into the dumpster. And it also got me thinking that, you know, the message of that movie is great. It just shows you that through perseverance and discipline, all problems can be solved with violence. And it's just a really great message to think. It's like, well, you know what, guys, if you have a challenging person you're dealing with, or if you have a boss you don't like, just use karate and beat the shit out of him or her, beat the shit out of them, and you know, the problem solved. It's just a great message. It's a really good movie though. But it's enough blabbering. Just wanted to give you an update on where I'm at, and yeah, we're going to be pedaling to our next location, which is previously, as of now, I'm not telling you what it is. Oh man. I took another dose of Dayquil, and I'm hanging in there a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, if I didn't have, if I had more days here, if time wasn't of the essence, I probably would not be in a rush to be out riding right now. But once I get going, it's not too bad. Here we go, guys. We finally made it to the next destination. This was a bit of a trek. It was more riding than I was anticipating, but here we are, guys. This is the location of the Brady Bunch house. This was only used for exteriors in the 1960s or 70s show. But however, recently, HGTV did a series where they remodeled the inside of this house to make it look like the interior of the TV show. So as of now, the interior of this house looks like it did from the TV show. But as of recently, this home just sold, I believe a TikToker or some other influencer besides me, guys, bought this house. So now a private person owns this house. It's an influencer. I'm not, you know, obviously I didn't bother Googling that before coming here, but I wanted to say that's pretty cool, huh? This is got to be one of the most iconic houses of all time, and here it is. It looks a little different from the beginning. I want to say the driveway and a couple other things have been changed, but all in all, you can still very much identify this as the Brady Bunch house. If you watch the TV show, is right behind this house. The aqueduct runs right behind this house, and if you look down the street there, you can see the aqueduct goes right behind this house. So, you know, while you watch the TV show, you think like this is just in a regular little neighborhood. You don't realize that there's a giant aqueduct right behind this house. Not like the Back to the Future house that was in a kind of a sketchy neighborhood. This is in a very nice neighborhood. This house is, this whole neighborhood is very nice. So I want to say this house sold for $4 million or something. But how many of you guys have been here? But I know you guys have all seen this. I've seen my demographics, guys. I know you're well aware of the Brady Bunch. You know, I was never a hardcore Brady Bunch fan, but we've all seen it, right? You know, I usually watch the Brady Bunch if I was homesick or for, you know, daytime TV. But I enjoyed the Brady Bunch. I was never a hardcore fan. I couldn't win a Brady Bunch trivia contest. But yeah, here it is. And for reference, this is the Brady Bunch's neighbor. Well, I guess I should show you what the whole house looks like, right? There is the garage. I want to say in the TV show the whole driveway went all the way back to the backyard, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But there it is, guys. There is the Brady Bunch house. Now we're going to go down the street just a little bit, but it's kind of interesting. You wouldn't really think that, like, right behind the Brady Bunch house, look at this. On the other side of the aqueduct, it's like a huge parking garage. I'm not sure what that is. You know, but check it out. It's not really a... When I visualize the Brady Bunch house, I don't visualize them sharing a backyard with this. It looks so industrial. Did you know any of this is there? Or were you too busy thinking about yourself? All right, guys, we just left the Brady Bunch house, and I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, this is just a grind. I'm not feeling too good. I'm tired. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it tonight. I got to this point, I have 58 volts. My navigation is telling me to go right here. As you can see here, this is a one-way street. So I'm not really trying to die. And I'm definitely not trying to run out of battery and have to pedal all the way back to the hotel, guys. So I'm gonna tuck my tail between my legs and head back to the hotel now. And I'm gonna come back out here in the morning and go to the Hollywood sign. My throat's burning pretty good right now. So I gave it a pretty good effort, but you know what, guys, I need to go back and rest, and I'll tackle this one again in the morning. All right, guys, I'm going to give you an update. I made it back to the hotel. I have 54.6 volts left, no bars. So I absolutely made the right decision in calling it and heading back for the hotel. The last thing I want to do is get stuck out here riding around at night. I'm also not feeling very good. You can probably hear it in my voice. So I need to rest up, and then tomorrow morning, if all goes well, I will continue this unrestricted road trip and head up to the Hollywood side. But it looks like I'm going to be cutting this one into 2 videos. So, you know, guys, you just got to roll with the punches sometimes. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you want to buy a wired bike, feel free to use one of my affiliate links that are in the description of this video. There's no extra cost to you at all, and it does help support my channel. But guys, stay tuned. We'll see. Do I ever make it to the Hollywood sign? Well, there's only one way to find out.